If you can't read my writing, then tough. I'm relatively new to the teaching profession, so I'm kind of experimenting with RE. I kind of like it. I'm all for critical RE and experimental and creative. So I'm just going to give you 3 sort of activities that I do that have been really effective. So Key Stage 4, we look at EdXL, Christianity and Islam, and there's a part where you look at rights and responsibilities, and at the end of that we do torture and the ticking bomb debate, and it's a book by Bob Breacher that I've basically turned into a lesson. And you kind of set up the room, it's dark, you've got a circle chairs, they come in and they sit down and they're confused. I've got a cupboard at the back of the room where it says warning, please don't enter, suspect inside. And the whole point of this is that it's critical RE, and it's getting them to think about human rights. When is it right to torture? Are there situations where people's rights should be broken? And do we go for one individual or society, etc., etc. So you kind of set it up. I've got a PowerPoint with it as well, and it should last about 30 minutes. So you set it up and pretend that you're part of an agency, or if you'd like someone else to do it, they can come in and you say, we've got this suspect, they've been accused of terrorism, etc. This is the amount of evidence that we got, should we torture him? And then you just do it with cards, red for yes, green for no, etc. And they hold up the cards, get a little bit of a debate going. Every 5 minutes, change it. So you can twist it every 5 minutes and say, well, we haven't got 100% evidence, we've kind of just had hearsay, or we've had a few telephone conversations, and you just change it every 5 minutes. And I can't remember the conditions that I've got, but it just gets awkward, more and more awkward. So the girls that are all going, yeah, that's fine, talk to them, find the information out. And the situation, I forgot to explain the situation, but the situation for Bob Breacher's book is the fact that you've got limited time, you have got 30 minutes, only they know where the bomb is, you need to find the information from them, and if you don't, it will hurt, obviously, a lot of people. Whose human rights are you going to break? So you just make it awkward every 5 minutes. And I think the last 5 minutes is the fact that you find out that they're quite young, that they're under 15 years old, which is one of the cases that has happened abroad, that people that have been charged with terrorism are under the age of 15. And you just see them just sort of start to slowly change their opinions. And you kind of close up the lesson by sort of saying, look, it's just to get you to start thinking, try to be more critical when it comes to human rights and what you think, and be open-minded with RE, the fact that it can change over time. With the EdXL link, you can structure it in terms of, you could say, what would a situation ethicist say about this scenario? Is there any biblical teachings that would support breaking that person's human rights, etc. So I've got this all on PowerPoint, and I promise I'll send what I've got. Key Stage, Year 9 we do God Book, and it's basically a Facebook profile for God, and it's an entry into what they perceive as God. So again, you need to structure it. If you know some of your kids are going to be a little bit challenging, disrespectful, maybe not use it with them, or give them a little bit of guidance. But it's really nice to find out their prior ideas of God. So under children, you've got Adam and Eve, or you've got where it says, what are you famous for? It says, I created the heaven and the earth. So you're not teaching them anything about God yet, you're just finding out what they already know. And it makes, I made a beautiful display out of it, so I called it God Book, and you had a Muslim idea about God, a Hindu, Sikh, and you had all these different ideas about God. And where it has picture, you had people, it was really nice because they started to say, well, I'm not going to put a picture, we feel that's disrespectful. So you start to look at values and how people have grown up with certain values about God as well. And then where I am in Birmingham, there's a big importance on the students taking something away from RE, and we teach the dispositions, which is basically values. So it's these values that they should pick up over time in school, like being honest, caring for your neighbour, etc. But you have to balance that with RE content. So Year 8 we do a project called Sacred Buildings. They learn about sacred buildings, we take them, they meet people in the sacred buildings, absolutely love it. So again, I would push that you go on as many trips as you can where they meet someone, because it's more important than you saying this is what it is. And they basically end the project by making a sacred building, but the task is they have to make one building with all the faiths. Can they do it? And that's where the ideas come into play. So they try and make the same structured rooms, etc., so that everyone's united and equal. There you go, that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much.